mute. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gail. Yes, it was lovely to meet you in Ireland and have real good, heartfelt conversations. I'm an occupational therapist. I've been with this company for the last 2 years, and it's been absolutely the best ride of my life ever. Very, very rewarding. So I'm quickly going to do some training with you tonight on how to train your distributors. We have an amazing website, but just to clarify some of the information that you need to run through with your distributors when you train them, I've set up this presentation. So first of all, if we think about what we need our new distributors to do, we need to start with ourselves first. Very, very important to lead by example. Whoever you are, whatever you do, that is going to duplicate. It's very important that you have belief in the product, in the company. That excitement of that belief will carry over in your voice, in all your actions. If you are not showing up for presentations, if you're not showing up for the Monday night trainings or Tuesday night trainings, if you're not attending events, your team will not do that either. So it's very important that you lead by example. If you help enough people to get what they want, you will get what you want. And I've just recently read a book last week. Sorry, let me just mute. Sorry, can you all mute? Thank you. I was just reading a book last week, and he said that most people that start in network marketing, when they start for the money, but it's not a very long time, and then their whole outlook and their perspective change, and people really do this for the fact that they can impact other lives and that they can help people and the rewarding effect that it has on them. So very, very important to know that the more people you help, the better you will be able to help yourself. Also work on your own personal development. You can never lead where you have not been before. Very important to work on your personal development. Stay accountable to your own personal sponsor or whoever you are accountable to, and to know that it is more blessed to give than to receive. And in terms of duplication, training your distributors, building a team, keep it simple, because whatever you do needs to duplicate. Otherwise, you are going to have a very slow business. Now, I know for myself as a healthcare professional, when I started, I came in with healthcare professional related knowledge. But I had to get to the point where I realized that if I do all the medical jargon, that's never going to duplicate. You need to keep it simple for people to duplicate. So when you have a new distributor and you want to train your new distributor, it's very important to have that initial distributor meeting within 48 hours. While that person is still on fire, you need to get them onto a Zoom or face-to-face, go for a coffee, however way you want to do it. And you need to explain to them the basis of network marketing. So very important to teach them on selling versus sharing. We are not selling, we are sharing. But in terms of selling, I also want to say that whatever you do is selling. If you are talking to people with a lot of confidence, if you are very excited, that sells. You are selling excitement. So when people come into the business, it's very important to tell them that they're not selling pro tandem. They are selling hope. They're selling lifestyle. They are selling freedom. And we need to share that and sell that to people without being very salesy, salesy and slimy salespeople. Very important to share stories with people. Our Activate My Life group is like a mini three-way call, because it's a person on the other end of Facebook who posted their testimonial, and that gives credibility to the product. Very important to create excitement and belief, because your excitement and your belief, as I mentioned, will carry over. And during that first call, when you have explained all of this to your new distributor, just make sure that they have a very basic knowledge of the product. Keep it simple. As long as you know that we created antioxidants when we were kids and that pathway switched off, and now we can switch that pathway back on. Keep it very simple. If you are going to flood your new distributor with technical information, again, we are talking about duplication. That distributor is going to run away, and you may just push that distributor into an avenue of learning forever and not taking action, and that's not going to build your business. So if you have someone who really needs to know the ins and outs of the product, then you can always do a three-way call with someone who is more knowledgeable. But very important for people when they start to do that action, take action, and make money, see that results. Because ultimately, when you start in this profession, you need to get results to build your confidence. The more results you have, the more confident you're going to be, the more bold you will be. Also important to set them up with the correct expectations. If you are a very successful neurosurgeon and you transition to a new career, like a lawyer, you need to build new skills. This is the same. If you come in as a neurosurgeon and you want to be a network marketer, you will have to build some new skills. So you need to tell your people that there is going to be a learning curve. It's not an overnight get rich quick scheme. It is a game of numbers. Important for people to understand that people are not numbers, but we need to work the numbers. You need to talk to a specific amount of people. If you're talking to one person a week, you're not going to build your business very fast. You need to find the right people, sift and sort, and see who's interested. So during that first conversation, after you talk to your new distributor, important to give them homework. They need to make a list of all the people that they know. Don't prejudge. Your plumber, your doctor, your hairdresser, all your friends, put them on the list. And then it's also important to create vision with your new distributor. They can make a vision board, they can write it out, but for you as their distributor, their sponsor, it's very important to know their why, because there will be days where it's really tough, and it's going to help you to encourage them. It's going to be important for them as well to remember why they started this business. It's also important to know their definition of success, because success does not mean the same for every single person. For one person that comes into the business, they might think, I want to be successful, I want to earn $1 million a year. The next person might just think, I want to be successful in building relationships with more friends or earn $500. So it's going to be very vital for you to know what their definition of success is so that you can help them achieve those goals. And then the consequences if you don't succeed. Let's say your goal or your vision, your definition of success is that you want to retire yourself. If you don't hit that goal and you need to stay in your current job, what is it going to mean for you? And often this is more long-term. People think about a goal or a vision that they have, but they don't always think about the long-term consequences. And when people start to realize that they're going to stay stuck where they are currently at, they are sometimes more inclined to take some action. In terms of goal setting, as I mentioned, important to set some goals with your new distributor, but also to be very specific and to make it tangible for them. If they want to earn $500 a month, you are going to set some different goals compared to a person who wants to hit a rank like Pro 7 in 3 months. If you have someone who wants to hit Pro 7 in 3 months, you can direct them to the fact that it's 100,000 in volume, and you can tell them the extent of the work that they will need to do, and then you can adjust their goals. This all has to do with setting them up for success and getting their expectations right in this business. Also important for you to know as their sponsor is how many hours they are willing to work per day. If someone wants to hit Pro 5 in 5 months and they're only going to work 1 hour a week, it's not going to happen. So it's important for you and for them, and I will get to accountability a little bit later on, but important for you to know how much they are going to work so that you can help them through their journey. If you have someone who is able to work 4 or 5 hours a day and they're only making 2 calls, something's happening. Then you need to guide them back to the income producing activities. So when you have done this first call with them, you've given them their homework, they have made their list, and you talk about their goals and their definition of success, you are going to plan a launch Zoom. Now this can be on Zoom or it can be face-to-face, But during that first call, it's important to set a date. So let's say your person enrolled on Sunday, it's Tuesday today, within 48 hours, you're having this call with your new distributor. You're going to set a date about a week away, not too far in the future. And then you're going to tell your new distributor to start inviting. Now, you can give your distributor a script. If you want to know more about scripts, you can go on the Thursday night training. You can write a script yourself, or you can make it very personal. Whenever I train distributors, I just try and stay away from certain keywords like MLM, network marketing, because for a lot of people, that is a trigger word. So I will rather go in and say, I've come across amazing information and I really want to share it with you. I believe everyone needs to know about this. But instead of using those trigger words, I develop different scripts for my distributors. And then you can even go to, if you're the new distributors, go to your friends and family, just ask them for their support. Just ask them to be on your Zoom call. Chances are very likely that when they see the science that they would want to be a customer as well. So what happens at the Zoom launch is the sponsor is going to present, and this distributor needs to follow up afterwards. And in terms of Zoom launches, once you've done the first one, you can book a second one, you can book a third one. Very important to train your distributors over time to take control of the Zooms. Now, when you're a brand new distributor, Distributor Pro 1, Pro 2, you're probably not going to do the Zooms yourself, but it's important to get those new distributors on board to share their story, because that's something that they can do. You don't need a script for that. You simply just share what happened for you. Once you are comfortable with sharing your story, you can take turns with your sponsor, and the distributor can do the front half, sponsor can do the back half, and then once the distributor has more confidence, they can do the whole Zoom, and the sponsor can watch and give some feedback. So it's important to train your distributors to start to do these Zooms on their own, but this is obviously not immediately when they start. And then also when I train new distributors, I mention the compliance video. Don't overwhelm your new distributors, but it's very important for them to know that they are not allowed to make any claims that we're going to heal, cure, prevent, mitigate any disease. Because if you have a new distributor like a firecracker, very excited about this product, and they go and they make claims about the product, it's not going to be good. And then social media, I'm not going to go into social media because that's a training in itself. But when you have a new distributor, it's important to tell them to start on social media. When their pack arrives, they can make an engagement post about, I'm so excited about this new opportunity, and they can get some traction on their posts on social media. There is a video on the YouTube channel, and you can go find that video. It's all about social media and how to really train your distributors on social media if you need that information. So once you've launched your distributor is going to get some customers. We've got the system of U and 4 and U and 2. So 4 customers. The reason why we have the 4 customers is if you have your monthly minimum order of 1 bottle of Protandim, that's a 40p, and you find 4 other customers doing exactly the same, you are going to have the 200. That is going to pay you the maximal commission. And then if you get 2 distributors on platinum packs, that is going to give you 2,000 extra in volume. And if you train these people to duplicate, also get 4 customers each, you are going to be a Pro 2. Now, this is very important for new distributors to understand. I remember when I started, I didn't have a concept of how many people I need to be a Pro 2. What I've done is I took my calculator and I calculated 5,000 divided by 40, and I thought, oh my goodness, when in the world am I going to get 125 customers to be a Pro 3? It's important for people to understand that you can hit Pro 3 really easy by enrolling other business builders. Then I also train my distributors about how they can enroll new customers or distributors. So if you go onto your back office, this is a screenshot from your back office. My referral site is going to tell you exactly where your what your URL is. It's usually your enrolled name, .livevantage.com. That is the default name. If you want to use another country like Australia, you're going to click in the corner and it's going to add the AU in. The jargon that we use for customers is to shop or check out, and for distributors, it's join us or enroll. Very important for people to understand that. I've had some people who want to be a distributor and then they click on join us, shop, or other way around. So important for people to understand the difference. I also tell my distributors that we are open in so many countries, because when people start to make that list, they might think about a person that they've been to school with, who immigrated to a different country, and they can reach out to those people as well. So important for them to take notice of that global access. And then it's important to get your distributors plugged into the system. So we've got two streams, one for prospects, one for distributors. Activate My Life is our Facebook group for human testimonies. Activate My Pet is the pet testimonies. And then we've got the amazing website with all the resources, the research. Please utilize those. Again, I just want to say, when you have a brand new distributor, don't tell them to work through Activate My Life within the first 2 days, because they might get stuck on that research mode. It's good for them to know about it, but it's important for them to take action. And then teamactivate.net is our distributor website. Again, amazing resources, marketing material, but it's important for your distributor to take action and not necessarily start to print banners and flyers and other things that can distract them. And then Team Activate is the Facebook group. And then we've got the LiveVantage Australia and New Zealand events page. I usually send an invite to my new distributors so that they are aware if they want to invite their prospects to other events. And just take note that we have a YouTube channel. And then the weekly trainings. It is so important for new distributors to plug into those trainings. The Monday night training, last night we didn't have a lot of people on those trainings. You need to lead by example. If you are the sponsor and you expect your distributors to be on those Monday night trainings, you better be there. Very important. Tuesday nights, we've got Power Hour. It's very physical, hands-on. We show you how to work on social media. And then new distributor training on Thursdays. That is only a once-off, so you can do it once and then you're done with that if you understand. During that first conversation, I also tell my distributors about PaySetter, because when someone enrolls on a gold pack and they see that they can earn 250 plus 625 within 3 or 4 months, and they can upgrade to a platinum pack, that's a very big incentive. Or you can get that money back that you paid for your gold pack. So very important to notify them about the requirements. You need to hit Pro 2 in 30 days. To be a PaySetter, and then maintain another 30 days, and then in 90 days hit Pro 3 and maintain another month. So the duties of a Pro 1, 2, 3 is invite people to have a look at what we have, present. The presentation can be you face-to-face, it can be a 3-way call, it can be you sending a video, and then afterwards you close and you follow up. And that is the system that you follow. And if you want to enroll a handful of people, you do this a couple of times. And if you want to enroll hundreds, you do it many times more. Follow the system. Do not reinvent the wheel. Do not come into the business and try to make your own, I don't know, flyers and super amazing posts. It's a distraction. It takes your focus off talking to people. Facebook is an amazing tool, but Facebook is not magic. It's like an online barbecue. You're not going to put a post on Facebook and people are magically going to talk to you and 100 people enroll after just one page post. You really need to go back and you need to talk to people in Messenger, form them, talk to them, build that relationship. Then for you as a distributor, you need to help your new distributor to be accountable. You need to help them with the income producing activities, and that's the previous slide where they need to invite and expose, do the presentation, close, follow up. It's important to set up a success mindset. That means you take responsibility for your business. I'll help you build your business, not I'll help you build your business. You need to take the work, you need to do the work, and it's important to follow a routine. When you start with a new distributor and there's not a lot of structure, people are going to lose interest. If you set up a good routine, you form that habit really early, people are not going to know exactly what to do in the business. Previously, I've talked about how much time you have every day available to work your business. If a person tells you that he has 1 or 2 hours, and you get him into that mode of doing 1 hour every day, is going to be really good for his business and for that consistency. As I mentioned, setting goals with your distributors. You need to follow that through and see how you're tracking in terms of reaching those goals. And then for you to duplicate, to have success, you need to have consistency, persistence, taking ownership, and establishing the mindset of a CEO. This is a potentially multi-million-dollar business. I think there's a lot of people quitting in network marketing because the startup cost in network marketing is too low. If you start with network marketing and you have paid even $1,800 for the platinum pack, the worst thing that can happen is you can be stuck with a lot of product that you're going to use in any case. I have never seen the owner of a McDonald's buy a McDonald's and after 2 days give up. They just don't, because the startup cost is massive. It's a massive investment. You need to understand that you are the CEO of this business. The CEO of corporate companies, they get up, they show up, they do the do, even if it's not a lot of fun. You need to show up for yourself. You're showing up for your current employer. Why don't you show up for yourself? And as I mentioned, what are you selling? It is so important. I always tell my distributors this. Are you selling excitement? Or are you selling hope? Or does it seem like a drag? Because that is going to duplicate with your distributors. And then at the end of the month, at the end of the first month, what I do with my distributors is I make sure that they understand the eligibility for commission. You need to have a personal order of 40 PV, and to earn maximal commission, you need to have a 200 PV. Also make sure that they have access to the Hyper wallet, which is the way that we get paid. And then end of the month, help them with their placements, organize a Zoom, show them how to place their people. If you do that a couple of times with them, they will understand how to place people. As they go through the ranks, Pro 2, Pro 3, Pro 4, and they understand the comp plan, then they will know how to do their placements. Make sure that you have the minimum PV. And obviously, if they are running for rank towards the end of the month, make sure that you help them to achieve those ranks. Thank you so much, Gail. That was a mouthful and that was quick.
Thank you, Madaleen. I mean, you've covered a huge amount of really, really important points, and that was an amazing presentation. And I think we'll make sure that everyone has a look at this recording because it was phenomenal.